Hey everybody, welcome back to Covers and Commentary, and welcome back to another episode of Drummer Reacts. And if you don't know, this is a very special episode of Drummer Reacts because one of the most popular videos on this channel is Drummeo's video of Chad Smith playing 30 Seconds to Mars for the first time. I would say listening to or hears 30 Seconds to Mars for the first time, but he literally just dives in and starts playing fully improvised. He doesn't even listen to the whole song through like all the others have, just dives in. And it really gave me an opportunity while watching him play to kind of break down what I think he was thinking and things like that. And apparently a lot of people like that, and you all have been bombarding me with this new video of Chad Smith hearing Bring Me the Horizon for the first time, and I assume just playing it for the first time because that's just what he does. And I will say it right now, if Drummeo misses the opportunity to have Chad Smith play the giga-chad song, if you don't know what it is, it's Can You Feel My Heart, I'm going to be very upset. I really hope it's that, but on the other hand, I'm completely fine with any Bring Me the Horizon song they throw at him because we love Bring Me the Horizon here on the channel. But either way, that's been enough talking. I'm really excited to see what his methods are again and just talk about it. So that's enough talking. Let's dive in and hear Chad Smith playing, because he's probably just going to play it, Bring Me the Horizon for the first time. Let's go.
You're going to give me another one? Oh, come on.
No. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Check
it
this
is.
out.
Yep. It is. It's they're having him play the giga-chad. Oh God, I'm so happy now. Let's do this. Oh.
Bring Me the Horizon.
Who the is that?
That's why we chose it.
Who is that?
Bring me the horizon. Here we go.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm actually really excited for this. That already sounds like an interesting
Get
take.
back to shit that I know, okay?
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
You're in luck because we're gonna do one more.
Here we go.
Right.
Okay. What do you got?
So last time we gave you 30 Seconds to Mars, and clearly it wasn't.
Okay, really? He's just real quick. This man can play really well traditional hand styling, and then he's sitting there doing playing traditional, like I even struggle with that. It's so God, that's he's good. He's so damn good.
What was that?
Yeah. Oh, it's in 3.
So
You're gonna give me another one?
Goes through.
Oh, come on.
No. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Check this out.
It's like, come on.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, this one's gonna be difficult. Yep, he knows it's in 4. 4, 1, 2. He's just going for it again, just like before. So he's going for, I guess, more of a tom-heavy, almost tribal beat. So something I am noticing, though, right off the bat with the way he's doing this is, let me see. Yeah, he is doing that. So he's actually, what I'm more used to when I hear like this kind of beat is normally like do-do-do-da, and you use the floor tom and the snare in combo with one another, or at least that's how I would think about it. But he's actually doing do-do-do-do, and he's using the mid tom and then coming back over with his right hand to the snare instead of left hand snare, right hand floor tom. So it gives it almost a more high-pitched beat because or high-pitched impact, because where he's hitting it in the bar of the song, you've got this almost like, it feels like that high point is do-do-do-do-do, and as he hits it there and then moves down through the bar. Kind of interesting. Yeah. And he knew because of I'm guessing he probably, let me see. Broken. he knew where that point was to da da boom and hit the snare twice and then go for the cymbals. I assume because he hears Ollie's voice getting more energetic and feeling that rise in energy for the song. But interestingly, he still remained on the toms, even though we're getting into what would technically be sort of the lead-in / chorus for this song. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, a little bit of cymbal fill-in with the 2002s. That was an interesting break there. Yeah, he stayed on the toms, and I guess kind of used that as an alternate, like do do boom, so he could go into that drop back to the verse. Watch. Do do do. Uh-huh. Oh my gosh, this guy is amazing. He's such a slept-on drummer, really. Like, there's certain drummers who are obviously well appreciated for their craft, and then there's underappreciated drummers. Chad Smith is one of them, but for this second verse, it's like he knew that they were out of the chorus, so maybe he's just sticking with that tribal beat through the whole song. Like, he knew where the chorus, I mean, he obviously knew where that was because he did the blah blah going into it with the high or with the snare and cymbals. And now that we're in the second verse, he's adding a bit more complexity and throwing the hi-hat in there, so like that kind of thing. Oh man, he's such a good drummer. Yeah, and then he does. That was pretty sick. I guarantee you, because there's not a lot of instrumentation in this song, he knows, based on the vocals, where the song is going. I mean, I can't imagine that his style of improvisation wouldn't account for, like, I guarantee you, his style of improv basically seems like he's just listening, obviously really well, to whatever is presented to him through the song and using those as clues and cues to add parts or to kind of inform his decision on the next section he's about to play. Wow. Because watch. Really intense vocals, followed by cymbals. Like that's just, you have that increased vocal energy followed directly by a cymbal, so he kind of gives that feeling of like, all right, high and boom, right into whatever the next point is. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. I thought he was going to go for a, like, cymbal play there, but he's really sticking to this, like, heavy tribal style beat. Yeah, and he's stomping that high. Wow. Look at him go on that freaking hi-hat clutch. And okay, well, so two things now that I'm actually thinking about this, because I saw quite a few comments in the video of him playing 30 Seconds to Mars where people said, oh, he has to have known that song before. Number one, just judging by the way that he was performing, not just the way he played the song, but just his body language, his movements through the song. It was obviously his first time playing it because there were motions towards different parts of the kit that were very like herky-jerky, and he didn't know rather that if he had time to reach those certain parts. So it was not the first time playing it. But number one, this proves right off the bat, considering how he's playing this, that this is the first time he's heard this song for sure, and he's just going for it. But also, watch here when he gets to this part where in the song, all of the instruments except for the guitar and the vocals drop out. Watch how he misses that cue, because there wasn't really a cue that it was going to drop off, and then improvises how to kind of bring everything down. So watch this. It just stops. And he stops and he listens and he's like, okay, there's not a lot going on here. I'll bring it down. Oh, he takes it all the way out of the tribe. He used the gong. That's awesome. So I will say this was not quite as clean of a transition down from the energy like it was in 30 Seconds to Mars in The Kill, but it was still a pretty solid drop. He figured it out like that. So even though it wasn't as clean, he kind of took a few seconds to kind of smoothly transition down in The Kill. He just kind of and dropped out. But I mean, he still dropped to more of a simple tom set when he was playing, like a simple drum pattern on the toms, and then completely cut the toms out and just stuck with the cymbals, including the gong. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah. It's like, okay, it drops out. And then just drops the toms and goes straight for cymbals. And the gong. Ting! Okay. Yep, he at least figured that it would be 1 or 2 bars of nothing, so he used that time to kind of give some fill-in space, which works. And then, almost like just naturally, he knew, okay, the vocals are coming back, so here the drums come back with the vocals. That's wild. Oh, and he's keeping on time 4/4, so duh duh. So he's going 1 2 3 4 with the bass drum. Then the hi-hat he's doing 1 2, like 1 2 3 4 1. So he's doing it off. Watch. So you got 2. So bass drum, hi-hat, while also doing this awesome drum pattern on the toms. And starting to integrate the snare. Oh, wow. Okay, so I think he assumed, because I will say this song does have sort of an odd pattern in terms of where things go. Like the verses drag on a little longer than you feel like they should, at least if you're improvising like he is. So does the bridge and all that. So you can see he gets back or close to the beat that he was doing in the verses before. So yeah, he's assuming. Yeah, he was assuming that was... I'm thinking he was... I keep saying he's assuming because this is my thought process, but it's going right along with what's happening here. It seems like he's assuming that maybe this was going to be where it picks the energy back up because of where everything was kind of going pattern-wise, but there's another few bars of the bridge before we get to what we had before. Yeah, so let me check. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. He's not doing too bad though. It's still different, it's different than the bridge, but also different than the verse. I love that reaction. Just like, it's like no clue what's going on. Because, yeah, that's a really, again, this song has some really weird moments where if you don't know the original drums and you're just straight improvising like he is, it's really difficult to kind of like figure out where the song's going to go. And he's doing a pretty good job. It's like, when in doubt, play it out, especially in 4/4. And his play it out is significantly more intricate than most, mid-level and beginner drummers would be. So obviously he's a professional, but look at this. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, one more time with that, please. Meanwhile, the whole time he's still keeping a 4/4 time, 4/4 time keep on the hi hat with his foot. Just 1, 2, 3. That's. Oh. Yeah, he knows the song's coming to its end. He knows it's wrapping up. Oh my, he nailed the ending. He nailed the ending. That was amazing. Okay, so I want to play that ending again. But let me just explain real quick. So I'm guessing he probably knows the song is coming to an end. He's got a pretty good sense of time in the sense that like there's we're through this, we're through that, we're through this. So he's probably got in his head that idea of like, okay, we're coming to the end because we've already gone through what felt like 2 verses, what felt like 2 choruses. We had a bridge, which means this last chorus is probably going to end up being the last one. So he's got that song structure just ingrained. But, and he used that as his, reasoning for being able to go all out. At least that's what I would do. And then I don't know how he figured that was the end, because the ending for this song almost has as like neutral or as ambiguous of an ending as the lead into the bridge, where it's just kind of like there. It's just the ending just kind of happens. But yet he pulled it off. Like, more energy because we're definitely on the last chorus. All right, we got a little bit of a drag there. And then it's over. And he knew where that was going to happen. Like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Yeah. It's 2 bars, last cymbal hit, and then it's just like some ambient noise after. Look at that. He's like, was that all you got? I mean, I did it. Oh my gosh, his improv skills are just
That wasn't so bad.
No.
He knows he got that.
I mean, I don't know if that's the approach
He
at
knows
all.
it definitely wasn't, but
But it just seemed kind of like a good tribal-y thing.
I said
Go
tribal.
with that.
I said, oh God, I said tribal because it was. I mean, that's just what it was, and I guess that's what he felt was right.
But it just seemed kind of like a good tribal-y
Yes, it
thing.
was. Oh,
Go
that's
with
great.
that.
Yeah. So, do you know the band?
So he just picked a style and ran with it. That's, sometimes if you can pick a style that seems to work pretty well and just roll with it, like, unless you are actually the band or, unless you've already heard the song before, like, you could probably take a lot of different songs and get a pretty creative beat. I mean, that's the whole point of this series that they have here. So, yeah.
End of the song, you recognize who that was?
Ministry?
No, good guess.
Oh.
Bring Me the Horizon.
Who the fuck is that?
That's why we chose it. That's Matt Nichols on drums.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll play.
Honestly, another really slept on drummer. His versatility, like Matt Nichols' versatility, is amazing because you have songs like this, but then you have like really crazy heavy songs like Parasite Eve. You have really intense songs like oh gosh, pretty much anything from their early days, which is just nuts. And then you've got like really simple beats that are also just really brutal, like their new song Limousine from Post-Human Gen 2. Like another really slept on drummer. I'd love to see him. I'm sure somebody will let me know in the comments. Has he been on Drumeo? If he hasn't, I would love to see him on Drumeo. If he has, then I have something to watch. So let me know in the comments.
Original
Let me hear what he did. Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. The hard part is that he goes doom doom da, doom doom da da, and he does the da da, which is the hi-hat. So you have to be pretty quick. So doom doom da 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 da, yeah, and then right back. So da da da, boom boom da. So yeah, this song is pretty easy if you know it already, but it does, because it's got some weird off-time patterns with the bass drum and the way, especially with the way they do the hi-hat during those like just heavy breakdowns. It takes some practice. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah. So something that I was just hearing there when he was playing is so Chad Smith obviously is really good with using that single pedal, but using it in a way that's like filling in the space and stuff like that. But one of the strengths of this song, one of the strengths of Can You Feel My Heart, is you have, while it is off time slightly, say boom, da boom, boom, he lets the cymbals and snare have their own space, while also using the bass drum just as a point. Almost feels like almost like a point of it's like boom, da boom, boom. But everything from the cymbals and the snare like have more than enough room to breathe, and the bass drum is just sort of a, you know, an accent, a support. Yeah. Nope. Yeah. See. That's a really good way of actually learning how to do that, is starting from the bass drum and working your way up. So what he's doing is he's listening, because the first thing you got to figure out, well, depending on how you prefer to learn. I prefer, and it looks like Chad Smith also prefers, start with the bass drum, get into the snare, and then bring the cymbal in, because the bass drum and the snare are the two that are probably going to end up alternating the most, whereas the I say hi-hat, but the cymbal, the time keep cymbal isn't going to change much. So you'll end up with that like ba da 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 with the cymbal, but the snare drum boom boom da boom boom da da da. So that's not a consistent time signature, not a consistent timekeeper like the cymbal is, and then the bass drum boom boom da boom, boom. So he figures out the bass and the snare and then brings the cymbal in, because that's the last thing. So you get those first two not locked down, not 1, 2, 3, 4 style of play. Get that locked in and then bring in the time keep cymbals. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. It just breaks. Nothing there. Oh, is he just... He's just doing his own thing. I love it.
Sorry, I don't understand.
I wasn't asking you a question, so that's okay. Did he just play the chalk? He did. He played his little block over there. Also, this is why I don't like to keep any of my stuff underneath of a cymbal. Even my cowbell is like angled out, so I don't bring my stick up into the bottom of another cymbal. He just did that when he was playing. Watch, he hits the block. and then smacks the bottom of his little I say little, it's an 18-inch big beat, but yeah, hits the bottom of it on his way up. That's funny. 24-inch big beat. Oh my god, I thought it was an 18. Okay, never mind. He's just going at it again. What do they call this chapter? Listening to the original. Yeah, this is where it's on the snare or just a straight up drum roll. What was that? This guy's amazing. It's just amazing. Yeah. Doo-doo. Hit the cowbell.
I mean, that song
Oh,
definitely
please.
needs.
Smack the gong.
That's cool.
I say it so much with these drummers, but everybody they've had on here has had such a good attitude once they hear the original or even during the performance. I mean, gosh, we've had that with so many drummers. I mean, I had one of the drummers who was on here reach out to me, which was awesome. Reach out to me on Instagram. They all have such great attitudes, and it's so amazing to see. And Chad Smith has such a great attitude with this because he's just, you take the music seriously, but you don't take yourself seriously, and that's really important when you're performing. So I love that. Look at him. Look at him. Just,
That's cool. I like that. What
Yeah.
they called New Horizon? What?
Bring me the horizon.
Bring me the horizon.
Figure we give you one that was maybe a little bit less emo.
It's some kind of emo thing. I don't
A
know
little
what the
less
fuck it is.
emo.
What is that? Wait. Yeah, no, that was cool.
Nice.
And cool,
Yeah.
I mean, the drums are huge sounding.
Yeah.
That helps. But
Yeah. Wait, did you say they are or aren't huge?
drums are huge sounding.
Yeah.
Oh, are huge sounding, yeah.
That helps. But cool parts. Well orchestrated.
Yeah. Do you find with the Chili Peppers, when you're coming up with parts, are they mostly coming up through just jamming?
Oh, yeah,
or are you
yeah.
orchestrating parts that you want to play on specific songs? Or is it mostly just a jam?
When we come up with parts for Chili Peppers, a lot of it comes from improvisation. So we just get in a room.
That totally explains why he can do this. That completely explains why he can do it. If obviously there is always a level of, I don't want to say, I guess improvisation would be the best word for it, but when you're writing music and it's not music that's been made before, like in the few bands I've played in where we've made our own original music, usually there's a general idea of what kind of drums they want and that kind of thing. I mean, heck, one of my first recording gigs I ever did, I was filling in for a band whose drummer was sick, and I couldn't read music. I still can't really read sheet music for drums. And the girl, bless her heart, and I'm not saying that in the southern mean way, she was very skeptical because she's like, you can't read music? Well, how are you supposed to play this song? And it was a sort of Punko's classic rock style of song. And so I already knew what the original song was, and I listened to the scratch track that was put down for the rest of the band. And I just said, okay, I can do sort of something pseudo-inspired by the original, but also kind of its own thing, and we'll see where it goes. And by the end, she apologized for doubting me. So the fact that entire songs are made up just by, it sounds like he's probably going to say sitting in a room and improvising. That's amazing. That's amazing. And I can completely relate to that because not being able to read music at all then and very little now, it helps to have those improvisation skills when you're learning a new song or making a new song.
Not much bigger than this. and we jam.
Yep.
You know,
And they jam.
Somebody starts a riff or a drum beat or whatever, and some songs come that way, come with a cool part, and everybody kind of looks at everybody like, that's pretty cool, and see if we can get something to go from there. In general, there's not really one way that it comes, but somebody may bring an idea and thinking it's going to sound like this, and it ends up, you know, once you present it to the other guys in the band, it completely changes. An example of that would be on our Stadium Arcadium record.
One of my favorite albums from them.
I think like a Public or maybe a Wu-Tang Clan or a Public Enemy record all weekend. That and one of the prevalent beats on it was boom 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 boom.
That sounds probably like Wu-Tang Clan.
That sounds good to this mic too. And he wrote the riff to Danny California. And he brought it into rehearsal and he said, I got this thing, you know. And he did, he sang it, he went,
oh, please play the beat. It's my favorite beat.
Boom, boom.
My favorite beat from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
My version, it sounds like, you know, so I play it and it sounds, all of a sudden it went from Wu-Tang to fucking Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah, I never thought of that beat, and he is about to play it. I never thought of that beat that way, as Sweet Home Alabama. That is my favorite beat from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And I don't want to say Chad Smith just ruined it by calling it Sweet Home Alabama, but I never thought of it that way, and now I'm never going to be able to think of it any other way, so thanks for that.
Went from Wu-Tang to fucking Sweet Home Alabama. You know? But what, you know, happens when, and it's not like, no, it has to be that, like, everyone's thing and what we do and how we do it is embraced, you know. It's great. There's no ego. We try everything.
That's so cool.
Even if we think it's gonna suck, you just try it, because sometimes when you're open to new ideas, it changes. Like, I'll play something and someone will suggest, what if you do it like this, or more toms, or what if it had less this, or whatever, and then I do my own version of it, and then that triggers them to play something different, and that may trigger the other person to play something different. It's a cascade effect. So it's all part of the creative process that we've come to embrace and know that you have to be open to all different kinds of ways of having music, and there's nothing off the table. Anything you might think sounds like a lounge band playing bad jazz, or like, or you know, something funny or country sounding, whatever. Like, we always just try everything, because we're always trying to grow and change as a band and come up with new stuff. And at the end of the day, it always ends up sounding like us anyway. So that's how you can keep growing.
Well, when the core aspect of what makes a song, when the core aspect of what makes a song is you, no matter what stylistic choices you decide to make, it is still going to sound like you, because you have your style, you have your preference, you have your method. And it sounds like Chad is pretty familiar with the method, obviously, that the Red Hot Chili Peppers use. And so he's like, it still sounds like us at the end of the day anyway. And yeah, I would imagine it does, because it's all them doing the same thing they've done for decades now. That's awesome.
And challenging yourself as a musician and as a band is to just keep trying anything. For a drummer, it's a great place to be in a band like that, where I feel I can do anything with Chili Peppers. We play all kinds of music, fast, slow, hard, medium.
Yes.
You know, whatever.
Again, he is such a versatile drummer, and it's such a slept-on drummer. He has just so many different styles within the Red Hot Chili Peppers alone, not to mention, I'm sure, some of the stuff he's done with like session work, and it's crazy.
Loud, soft, and it's still us. So it's a very satisfying, you know, musical situation to be in.
Oh, and there you go.
For that.
Philo, she was the one who reached out to me on Instagram, which was super, super incredible. Great person, fantastic drummer. So check out the video with her right up there as well. But man, oh, that was everything I hoped it would be and more. Like, man. Oh, he's such an amazing drummer. He's such an amazing drummer. And yet people just seemed, at least you know, when we had the last one, it's like people were surprised in a lot of ways, and the people who knew and weren't, but the people who didn't really know are like, oh my god, look at this, he did it. Oh, it's just an amazing drummer. So, yeah, like I said, the last one that we did with 30 Seconds to Mars, with him playing 30 Seconds to Mars, was, I believe it's like the second most popular video on this channel. It's been shared around all over the place, and you all love it, and you all kept messaging me after I put out my Take Me Back to Eden, Sleep Tokens Drummer 2, played that last week, and my video of that dropped on the same day that Chad Smith's performance dropped. So, yeah, the timing could not have been better. I don't record on the same day that I post either way. But point being, that was amazing. And I really hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, definitely make sure to like this video, subscribe if you want to see more like that. And, of course, Drumeo, the channel this is on, will be linked down below along with this original video. So if you happen to see this and you hate my face and don't want me to talk over the video, there's always the link down below. You can check that out. Sometimes people click on reactions and they want to watch the original. It's okay, it happens. So go check out the original video, show them some love, go subscribe to Drumeo. They are the reason that I can watch these videos. And so, yeah, freaking awesome performance. Amazing drummers. Every drummer we've watched on this has been amazing. So thank you all again for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for being here, and have a good one.